பிரார்த்தனை. ஓம் ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை இந்தின் இளம்பிறை போலும் எயிற்றனை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞானக் கொழுந்தினை குந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. தந்தை தாயாவானும் சார்கதீங்காவானும் அந்தமிலா இன்பம் நமக்கு ஆவானும் எந்தமது ஊனாகுவானும் உயிராகுவானும் அருட்கோவானும் குரு. உலகலாம் உணர்ந்தோதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நிர்மலி வேணியன் அழகிற் ஜோதியன் அம்பலத்தாடுவான் மலர்ச்சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவான். 1 minute. I forgot to secure outside noise.
What's only?
I forgot to stop the outside noise.
Oh, okay.
There will every 1 hour there will be some sound. So last class we were seeing the historical background of கரசர சுவாமிகள். In the later period of Pallava kingdom, there was a king in the middle period only. There was a king, second Narasimha Varman. He has another name, Rajasimhan. I am mentioning him particularly because we are going to see another king who is a Nayanar called Kalarsinga Nayanar. Possibly this king may be Kalarsinga Nayanar. There is another research says he is another Pallava king. Anyhow, the second Narasimhavarman or Rajasimhan time is 695 to 722. There was a first Mahendravarman who was converted by Tirunavukkarasa Swami. After 1 or 2 generations came first Parameshwaravarman. His son is second Narasimhavarman. Mahendravarman, then Narasimhavarman. So he is coming in the lineage. So he is called second Narasimhavarman. He built the Kailasanatha temple in Kanchipuram. That last class itself I got told. At that time I was unaware of he may be the Kalarsinga Nayanar. Then Mahabalipuram, the seashore also, the temple also built by this second Narasimhavarman. Then in the lineage, in this later period, came second Nandivarman. it seems he was converted to Vaishnava religion by Thirumangai Alvar. There were 12 Alvars in Vaishnava Sampradayam. Like in Saiva Sampradayam, we have 63 people. So he is converted by Thirumangai Alvar to Vaishnava tradition. So it is the second Nandivarman. Kanchipuram Vaigunda Perumal Koil temple. Apart from that, he built Parameshwara ணகரம, Muktishwara ஆலயம், and so on. Then, after one or two generations, came third Nandivarman. Last class itself, I have mentioned him. In his glory only, Nandi Kalambakam, Tamil Nool book was written. He is son of Tandivarma and Kadamba princess. Because he retrieved back his kingdom portions. In glory of his victory, Nandi Kalambagam was written. He has many names, like Rajaraja Chola has many names. Nandi Pottarasan, Nandi Vikramavarman, Vijay Nandi, Vikramavarman. And in Nandi Kalambaga says, Tellar Erinda Nandivarman. Tellar is a place where fight between Pandya king and Pallava king happened. He won that battlefield. Apart from that, Vellaru, Kadambur, Variyalur, Tondi, Padayaru, all the battles he won. He was a very powerful king. So he is called Avani Narayanan, who won over the world. Then Atkulam Kadarpadai, Avani Narayanan. Nun Vendirai Narkadar Koru Nayagan. These are all the titles given to him in Nandi Kalambagam. Then Mahabalipuram, Mailapur, he had ports, harbors. To my knowledge, now there is no harbor in present Tamil Nadu. In king's times, there were a lot of harbors in Tamil Nadu. So, Tamil Nadu people could do business, if necessary, wars also through those ports. So there is one researcher called Rasamanikanal. He says possibly this third Nandivarma is Kalarsinga Nayanar. And possibly his wife is from Rashtrakuda kingdom, Amoga Varsha Nirupatunga's daughter. The Rashtrakuda king's daughter was given into marriage to third Nandivarma. She was punished by a Nayanar, Cheruthunai Nayanar. He cut her nose. Queen's Pattathu Ila Rani. Queen's nose was cut by that Nayanar. When this king, husband, came to know this happened, he inquired what was the reason to cut her nose. Then the Nayanar explained the reason. Then he told, this is not enough, we have to cut her hand also. Then he cut his wife's hand also. So we will see later that story. Then after 1 or 2 generation, there was a king called Aparajitavarman. He, with the help of Kanga king and Chola king. The Chola king is Vijayalaya Chola's son, Aditya Cholan, brother of Arunmozhivarman, that is Rajaraja Chola, the famous Rajaraja Chola. So with his help, they defeated Irandam Varaguna Pandian, second Varaguna Pandya. This Varaguna Pandya, to some extent you may know, if you have seen Thiruvilayadal cinema. There comes this Varaguna Pandya name. And later Aditya Chola established a sovereign Chola kingdom. This is written in Kanyakumari Bhagavati Amman temple inscriptions. In Kanyakumari Bhagavati Amman temple inscription, the Chola temple, there is an inscription by Cholas that gives these details. And the inscription says, I am from the lineage of Surya Kula King Sri Rama. So these are all historical evidence. Many people don't know, or they want to cheat us. So they will say North is different, South is different, Tamil is different, Arya is different, Dravida is different, and so on. But Kanyakumari temple inscription by Chola kings, particularly Rajaraja Cholan or Rajendra Cholan made the inscription. That says we are from the lineage of Sri Rama, Surya king. So when it comes to Sundaramurti Swami, Tirunavakarasa Swami, Tirunjana Sambandha Swami, and few more others, the whole thing takes a different phase, a historical phase, and we have historical evidences. And particularly these three people are considered Saiva Samaya Acharyas. Devaram Padiya Mover, Tirunjana Sambandha Swami, Tirunavakarasa Swami, Sundaramurti Swami. These three people are called Devaram Padiya Mover, who sang in praise of Lord. Devaram means garland of poetry. So first three, first, second, third, the three Devaram were sung by Tirunjana Sambandha Swami. Sung in themselves, they were collected in that manner. First preference was given for Tirunjana Sambandha Swami. Second three, fourth, fifth, sixth were by Tirunavakarasa Swami. Then seventh was by Sundaramurti Swami. So first, second, third Devaram by Jnana Sambandhamurti Swami. Fourth, fifth, sixth Tirunavakarasa Swami, whom we are going to see. Then seventh is by Sundaramurti Swami. Then Saiva Samaya Kuravar, when we say, we count four. We count Manikya Swami also. In the 63 number, Manikya Swami won't come. But when it comes to Tiruvachagam, that is the 8th Tirumurai, 8th collection of book, Manikya Swami also will come. Thiruvasakam, Thirukovayar, his works comes in the constitutes the 8th collection. So like though there are many Swamis, Mahans, but we call Adi Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and some people we call Acharya. Generally it is said whoever written whoever written Bhashya for Shastras, that is Prasthanatrayas, Gita, Upanishad, Brahma Sutram, they are called Acharyas. So like that, in 63 Nayanmar also, these people are called Acharyas. Tirunjana Sambandha Swami, Tirunavukarasa Swami, and Sundaramurti Swami. Like we have Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Some equivalent to that is there in Saiva tradition also. Chariyai, Kiriyai, Yogam, Jnanam, they say. The Chariyai is devotion shown in the form of physical work. That is by Tirunavukarasa Swamigal. Kiriyai is devotion shown in the form of pujas. That is by Tirunjana Sambandha Swami. Then yoga, Tirumular was in the yoga marga. Then Jnana marga, Manikavasaka Swami was in the Jnana marga, they say. And they call it in a different fashion also. In the form of devotion angle. They call it Satputra Markam. Tirunjana Sambandha Swami had a relation with the God, that God is father figure, I am his child. So this child-parent relation, if one takes, then that is called Sadputra Markam. Tirunjana Sambandha Swami had that angle towards God. Then if one takes that I am a worker, I am a servant of the Lord. Lord is all-powerful, Yajaman, owner, I am his servant. So if one takes this form, that is called Dasa Margam. Tirunavukarasa Swami was having that attitude. Then God is my friend, like Arjuna. Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Sakhedi. In the 11th chapter he says, I thinking you are my friend, I have told you many things, please forgive me. So like that, Sundaramurti Swami was having his relation with God in a friendly manner. So it is called Sakha Margam. Generally, this will be very easier for us to relate with Bhagavan. Instead of thinking he is somewhere, he is someone non-approachable and things so on, if we think him as our mother, our father, our child, and so on, it will be very easy to relate with Bhagavan. There are so many devotees who have reached Bhagavan very easily through this manner. Then Sanmargam, God and myself is equal, or God is my fiancé, so to say, my lover. That form Manikyavasaka Swami took. So he is in the Sanmarga. Mirabai, Andal, and so on. They are all had the attitude towards God. They were the lovers of God. So Tirunavukara Swami is one of the Saivasamaya Acharya. Then Devarambadiya mover, three among the Devara Sangh people, one among the Devara Sangh people. Then his way of worship is Dasa Margam. Then one more credit for him is everyone is a devotee to God. They worship God either at least in two forms. Always they think about God. And in case of Trijana Sambandha Swami, Sundara, they even sang in praise of God. They could sing in praise of God, they did also. Tirunavukara Swami worshipped Bhagavan in three ways. Not only he through his mind, that is always thinking of Bhagavan, and he sang in praise of him also through Manasa, Vachika. Then he gave his worship through his work also, that is seva, through his body also, Kayikam, Manasam, Vachikam, Kayikam, all three karanas, Manam, Moli, Mei, Moonjalum, he served Bhagavan. That is a special feature of Tirunavukara Swami. So he used to have a instrument, tool, which in those days people used to remove grass from the ground. Pul chedukra karuvi, Ulavaram, they say. If there is a growth of grass in the ground, with that we can cut it away, like a grass shaving blade, we can say, so to put in English. It is a handy tool. So anywhere you can take. So you can always see with Tirunavukara Swami, you can identify him with this Ulavara Padai, this grass saving blade. He will be always having this in his hands. Before Gandhiji, Vinoba Bhave, and so on, such stalwarts, it is Tirunavukara Swami who initiated serve to God. Nowadays, in many places in Tamil Nadu, many temples were in a dilapidated condition. Nobody is there to take care. The government comes only to loot the money and the wealth of the temple. So the devotees, they form a group called Ulavara group, and they go to temples and clean the temples, cut away bush and plants, remove pebbles and so on, keep the temple clean, and they do puja also in those temples. So nowadays there is a culture. This was started by Tirunavukkarasu Swami some 1300-400 years back. So these are all introduction to Tirunavukkarasu Swami. Now, so when we see in some Nayanmar stories, more Nayanmar stories will come in. Already we have seen Pugal Chola Nayanar and Yeribattar. Both come in one story. The same way, many Nayanmars will come in one story. This is one such story. So in Tamil Nadu, there were many kingdoms, small, so to say, small kingdoms. When compared to Chola Emperor, Pallava Emperor, Pandya Emperor, then we have to call these countries small countries. But they are countries. Nadu, that is central kingdom. In that central kingdom, otherwise known as Tirumunaipadi kingdom. In that country, there was a village by the name Tiruvamur. In that village, in the Velala family, generally whenever I say some story, Nayanmar story, I particularly mention their caste. It is not to boast about caste, but to remove the idea there was caste discrimination in the old days in India and so on. So different people from different castes worshipped Bhagavan and they were given enough recognition. So in the Nayanmars, many of them comes. So this one is from Velala Kulam. Caste may be a wrong word, mostly misused, misunderstood word. Kulam we can say. Clan. So he is from the Velala Kula. So Puhalanar, his name is Puhalanar. Puhal means famous one. His wife is known as Madiniya, a sweet lady. Mad Iniya, sweet lady. So the Puhalanar and Madiniya were living in that Tiruvamur in the country Tirumunaipadi or Nadunadu of present Tamil Nadu. They were from a good family. They were all the household duties they were doing well. They had a girl child by the name Tilakavadiyar. So in our knowledge, she is the first Hindu to reconvert, who started the reconversion, Thai Madam Tirupudal, bringing back to mother religion. So she was the first one. Tilakavadiyar is her name, daughter of Puhalanar and Madiniyar. After some time, they had another boy child. They named him Marulnikiyar. Marul means ignorance. Who removes ignorance is Marulnikiyar. Tilaka, generally we know Tilaka is whatever we wear in the forehead is called Tilakam in Hindi, Sanskritam, Tamil. So Tilakavatiyar, Marulnikiyar were sister and brother. Marulnikiyar was studying. Tilakavadiyar reached her 12th age. So their father, Polan and Madiniyar, started looking for a bridegroom for their daughter. There were a person called Kalippagai. He is also a Nayanar. Kalippagai Nayanar. We will see his story later. So this Kalippagai Nayanar was decided for Tilakavadiyar. Each family sent feelers. Then they decided. The engagement was done, possibly. This Kalippagai, naturally, he is also a Velala by Kula. He is also naturally a Shiva devotee. And moreover, he is he was a general of the king, Senatipati. He only sent feelers initially to Puranar and Matiniya. Then when Puranar inquired other details, then he decided to give his daughter to Kalippagai. Meanwhile, as I have told you, in this time the Pallava kingdom was re-establishing itself. From north, Rashtrakuta, Ganga, Chalukya, and so on, people were coming and fighting. Here also Cholas, Pandyas, they have to manage. So there were a war in the north. So the Kalippagai was sent to battlefield before the marriage happened. So he was in the north frontier of Pallava kingdom. The battle was going on. Meanwhile, in Tiruvamur, Puhalanar health deteriorated and later he passed away. When husband passed away, wife Madiniyar also passed away along with him. There was no sati pushed into the fire and so on. Just it happened like that. So now these two children became orphan. No parents. The other relatives consoled them, and the final rites were performed. Later they come to know, after some time, the Kalipahayar, who went to the battlefield in the north, died for their country. So when this message reached Tilakavadiyar, she thought parents who made arrangements for marriage passed away. Whom I was engaged, the husband himself is passed away. Then why should I alone live? Let me also leave my body. Generally, it is very common in Hindu tradition, because we know Vedanta, we are different from our body. So we don't hesitate to leave the body. So Tilakavadiyar decided to leave the body. Then when she was about to give up her body, Marunikiyar, her younger brother, he told, thinking you are my mother, consoling myself, I am living. If you are also leaving me, then let me also come along with you. As though going to tour or pilgrimage. Then generally that is the Hindu mentality. They don't fear of death. So Marunikiyar told her elder sister Tilakavadiyar, let me also come along with you. That is, let me also die along with you. Then Tilakavadiyar thought, let me live for my brother. So she gave up her idea of dying. She lived for her brother. She took a so-called widow form. Actually, there is no widow form in Indian culture. That is saint form, sannyasini form. They take white robes, they give up all fashionable things, flower, that is fragrant flowers, makeup, and so on. Generally, a brahmachari does in Indian culture. A sannyasi does that in Indian culture. A vanaprastha does that in Indian culture. Only the grahastha is allowed to do all sort of fanfare, makeup, and so on. Otherwise, all the other three ashrams lives in a pious, modest manner. So, some people misinterpret that as widow form. There is no widow form in Indian culture. There is only saintly form, or sannyasini form, or vanaprastha form, or brahmacharini form. Okay. So she gave up all her decorations. She took a simple form of living, and she started living for God. A pious life she started, living for her brother. Meanwhile, the brother was learning, and as the family tradition goes, he started chatram, watershed, food sheds, free food, free water, gardens, ponds, and taking care of Shiva devotees, and so on. So as the family tradition, he was doing all those things. But meanwhile, as he was in his teenage, generally teenage means they will be in a confusion. So he had a confusion because around him he saw Jaina people dominance. Because the king was a Jaina. King is Pallava king, first Mahendra Varma. King was Jaina. So too many of his Jalras were Jainas, and the Jaina propaganda was in fierce form. So due to the influence of the society, he felt like Jaina form of worship is superior than Hinduism. So slowly he leaned towards Jaina tradition. Then later he joined in that tradition. He became a monk in that tradition. He went to Pataliputram. Pataliputram is not the present Patna in Bihar. There is a Pataliputram in Bihar, North India. But this is a Pataliputram near Kadalur. North Tamil Nadu, there is a place called Kadalur. That is otherwise known as Pataliputram. So he went to their ashram, they call Palli, school. He went to Jaina school, and he learned more about Jaina tradition, and he became a Jaina monk, and he was christened as Dharmasena, a superior monk of that tradition by the name Dharmasena. And he used to call people for debate, and he will defeat Bautas in the debate, and he was propagating, nourishing the Jaina tradition. So when things were going in that direction, Tilakavatiyar was very much disturbed, pained by these instances. Her own brother left the Hindu tradition and went to a tradition which is against Hindu tradition. And she was living for him, but he left her and went to Jaina tradition. So she was praying to Lord Shiva. Meanwhile, she shifted her place to Tiruvadigai, Veeratanam. In that temple, she was doing her seva, Early morning she will get up and go clean the temple, pluck the flowers, made it into a garland, give it to Bhagavan, and so on. Whatever way she can do service to the Lord, she was doing. In those days, this is called Kanni Madam. So to say, nunnery, to make you understand easily. We call the nowadays nuns. In Christian tradition, nuns are, the connotation is a little different. Nuns are meant for Jesus Christ. They are becoming nun to marry one day Jesus Christ. So that is the connotation behind nuns. But in Indian tradition, the Kanni Madam nunnery is different. Whoever, particularly ladies, whoever want to serve Bhagavan, they can leave their home and join in the Kanni Madam. And from there, they can serve the temples. So that is the tradition in old Tamil Nadu. All over India, it might have been there. We see a lot of references in Tamil Nadu. So she was living like that. And every day she used to pray to Lord Shiva, please, என் தம்பிக்கு கொஞ்சம் நல்ல புத்தியை கொடு. Please give wisdom to my brother. Please bring him back to Hinduist fold. So every day she used to pray to Bhagavan. One day Bhagavan came in her dream. You don't worry. He is my servant. For time being, as every teenager derail in his teenage, he also derailed and went to Jaina tradition. But he will come back, don't worry. If I remember well, if I am right, in his 54th age, this is happening. He went and lived in the Jaina tradition for a quite good time. They say in his third age, Trijana Sambandha was blessed by Bhagavan. 16th age, he was blessed by Sundara. Sundara was blessed by Bhagavan. 32nd age, Manikya Swami was blessed by Bhagavan. In his 54th age, Tirunavukkarasa Swami was blessed by Bhagavan. So Tilakavadiyar was praying for Marunikya, presently Dharmasena of Jaina monk. Bhagavan came in dream and he told, don't worry, he is my servant only, I will bring him back. He will come to you. He already in the previous births, he did penance to come to me. So the punya is waiting there. This is an intermediate problem. It will be solved and he will come back again to me. I will give him Sulai Noi. Sulai Noi means Vaituvali, cramps in the stomach. I don't know what is the exact English thing. Even in medical field, there are difference of opinion. Pain in the stomach, cramps in the stomach is called Sulai Noi. So people say, Bhagavan give milk to Tirunjana Sambandha and he blessed him. பாலை கொடுத்து ஆட்கொண்டார் சம்பந்தரை. சூலை கொடுத்து ஆட்கொண்டார் திருநாவுக்கரசரை மருநீக்கியாரை. சூலை நோய், the disease by the name சூலை. Maybe some sort of cancer, stomach cancer. Then ஓலை கொடுத்து ஆட்கொண்டார் சுந்தரரை. ஓலை means palm leaf, a message in the palm leaf. பாலை கொடுத்து சம்பந்தரை, சூலை கொடுத்து அப்பரை, ஓலை கொடுத்து சுந்தரரை. People say like that. So he gave this deadly disease. The Sulai is not just a stomach pain, it is a deadly stomach pain. So when this came to Dharmasena, that is Marulnikya, Dharmasena allies Marulnikya, they tried their best. Whatever medicine they could, whatever mantras, tantras, everything they tried, but they couldn't cure this disease. The other Jainas, apart from Marulnikya himself, Dharmasena himself, other people also tried. None of them could cure. It is something like we twist the clothes while washing to squeeze the water. We squeeze the dresses. So like that, somebody was squeezing his stomach. So he couldn't bear that. Often he falls unconscious. When he found nobody could cure, by their mantra, tantra, medicine and so on, nothing was working. And not only that, whenever they try, he found it was becoming worse. The problem is pain is increasing. And they all gave up on him. Marnikya, alias Dharmasena, was given up by Jaina monks tradition. Then he thought of his sister. He sent his cook, a reliable person. He sent him in a discreet manner, secretly, to his sister. Because generally, this is a thing you people should know. This Dravidian stock, communist, Christians, Muslims, generally all other isms, these are all fascist people. They alone should live, every other should be killed. Their voice alone should be heard, all other voice should be suppressed. Generally, if you read the history, this is their trait, characteristic. So, if some Jaina people comes to know that he sent messenger to his sister from Hinduism, they may kill even. So he discreetly, secretly sent his cook to his sister, and inform her about the present continuing situation he is suffering. And the solution for this suffering. Tilakavadiya, he actually called his sister to come and help him, rescue him. Tilakavadiya boldly and firmly told, I won't come to those poppies, the sinners of Jaina tradition. If he wants, if at all he wants any solution, let him leave those poppies, come here, then we will think about what can we do. So she strictly instructed the cook, the well-wisher of Dharmasena, alias Marulnikyar, I won't come there, I won't come to those poppies place, let him come here. Then he went and informed Dharmasena, alias Marulnikyar. Then he thought there is no other go. So again, discreetly he came to Tiruvadigai Veerataneshwaram to his sister. What happened after that, we will see in the next class. Is there any question? So we will conclude with prayer. Om Vanmukhil Vazhadu Peiga Malivalan Surakka Mannan Konmui குறைவிலாது உயிர்கள் வாழ்க, நான்மறை அறங்கள் ஓங்க, நற்றவம் வேள்வி மல்க, மேன்மைகொள் சைவ நீதி விளங்குக உலகமெல்லாம். வாழ்க அந்தணர் வானவரானினம் வீழ தன்புனல் வேந்தும் ஓங்க, ஆழ்க தீயதெல்லாம் அரண்நாமமே சூழ்க, வையகமும் துயர்த்தீர்கவே. ஹரிஹி ஓம் தத் சத். சர்வம் பிரம்மார்ப்பணமஸ்து. ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ணார்ப்பணமஸ்து. शुभरात्रि.